I've been asked to bypass injectors. Can you bypass the hydraulic pump? That was the best one, wasn't it?
Don't need that.
Main hydraulic pump at machine. Can you bypass it? I'm like,
Bypass it.
no, it won't move.
No, that's it. Exactly.
You tell them how much injectors there are, the 500 quid each. Can you bypass them? I wish I could.
I'll run it on 3 cylinders. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Hello and welcome to another episode of Talkin Shop. Today we're joined by James and Charlie from Northern Plant. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let us know who you want on Talkin Shop next. Cool. So yes, obviously Louis can't be with us today because he's dying of man flu, but obviously I'll handle things. But obviously, yeah, James, nice to have you down. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, thank you very much. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, where you come from, and just a bit of a background on what you do.
Well, I'm from Doncaster. I'm a heavy plant engineer. I've done it for the last 27 years.
Yeah,
fixing diggers all over the UK. And I went on my own about 7 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is Charlie, my apprentice.
That's it. Teaching the ropes.
Teaching the ropes, passing the knowledge on.
Yeah. Have you been doing it long, Charlie?
Not really. About 6 months, something like that.
6 months, eh?
Yeah. Enjoying it?
Yeah, it's good, yeah. I was based in agriculture before.
Okay.
So I sort of knew a little bit coming into it, but yeah. Decent.
So it's the industry you want to be in, basically. And good. That's always a good start. But background of yourself then, James. So obviously you say you've been running for your own company for 7 years. But previous to that then, what were you doing?
I've always been a field service engineer in a van.
Yeah.
So I've always done the same sort of job, working on various different machines from open cast mining, quarrying, agriculture.
Yeah.
I worked for a dump truck dealer. I've worked for some characters over the years, and I worked for a lot of demolition companies as well in my 20s.
Yeah, sure.
So I've worked with a broad range of people.
Which I suppose is a good grounding really for what you do now. You don't necessarily know what you're going to go to. A lot of the time.
It is a good grounding because a lot of companies, they're on a shoestring. So you can't just go get new bits every time you need bits. You've got to think outside the box a little bit and just get it going,
Yeah, that's it. By any means, really. You
win and lose a bit, but you learn a lot doing that, Yeah. I won't say I'm so much like that now, but if my customer needs their machine going, I've got a good chance of getting it going for them while we're waiting for bits to come or whatever.
Sure, yeah. I mean, how do you find it these days? Because obviously machines are getting all the AdBlue DPFs and everything now. Is it any? Well, obviously there is different from what it used to be, but do you find it more of a challenge?
No, because I've sort of moved with it. Okay, it's all come into play as when I first started doing this job. Common rail were only just becoming a thing.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So I've sort of progressed with it. So I've not really felt it. It's just what you learn as you're going along. And I won't say it's any more of a challenge, really.
No. Obviously, all self-taught from. So, what have you done it from? Literally all your life, then?
All my life, yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, people say they don't build them like they used to. Do you find that?
100%. You can see it. I know Fit and Matt sort of said it on here, but I know you can see it more than anything with JCB.
Yeah.
Things have become, more mass produced, and you can tell. I mean, if you're making a bracket for something and you can shave off 5 mil and you're making thousands of them, you're saving a hell of a lot of money, aren't you? Yeah. And I've noticed that for what plant really. Apart from German stuff, which we specialise in.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
They don't cut any corners whatsoever.
No, sure. So, I mean, do you specialise in then? Is it cat? Yeah,
Fuchs. Material handlers is his main bag. So Fuchs, Terex, Atlas, Liebherr.
Yep.
A real bit of Cat and Volvo as well.
Okay. Yeah, great. Good stuff. Quite a wide range of machines, which I suppose with operators, they don't seem to stick to one brand though, do they, really? They just have a little bit of everything on the site. So
I don't feel like nowadays people stick with a brand of a machine just because they like the brand.
Yeah.
Money's... Yeah, it's got a bit money.
Yeah, go back to a point you talked about a minute ago. Obviously, with the price of parts and stuff. It's like these days. We use the example of with Matt. By the time if you were to buy every part for that machine, you'd be 3-4 times the price of the actual machine.
Yeah, it's crazy. Some of the parts are crazy, and then something that you think is going to be a lot of money in.
No.
And then you want a little sensor, and it's like 500-600 quid. You think, God.
Fuckers, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like I've said this before, but it's almost like sometimes like these things are almost programmed to fail sometimes. So I don't know.
Almost. I know you were talking about like DPS and AdBlue and engine after treatment, but I think a lot of it's that bad service.
Yeah, right.
People are still in realms of you service a digger, you change oil and spin some filters, but that don't work anymore. You've got to strip EGRs down, you got to strip Venturis down and clean them, and people don't do that, and then they'll moan why the DPF's not working. Really.
That's it. It's been idling all day.
Idling all day. That's one of them, isn't it? But I think if they're looked after properly, I don't think they really cause a lot of drama.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Well, same story for most things, isn't it? If you look after it, it'll look after you. But,
and having right kit to diagnose it.
Well, there you go. There you go. I'm pleased that come from you. Which is a big thing, because I don't. You can do the job without it in some cases, but actually a lot of it these days is diagnostics, isn't it?
Oh, you need it, 100%.
Yeah, because you can't. Some of the newer machines, you literally can't put a new component on something without telling it you've put it on.
Exactly right. Yeah, you do need it. I look at these like a set of test gauges. Really. Yeah. They never tell you exactly what is wrong, but you can use it, and as long as you've got the experience to use it, I think you save you a lot of time. 100%. And
again, if you've sort of grown with that equipment as well, it's great. So I sometimes go to some operators where they've done it for some time. They've never touched diagnostics. Now to see it for the first time, they're like, where if you've also moved with that stuff, it makes all the difference. But I suppose setting up your business was 7 years ago. You said
7 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, what was it like? Was it a gamble? Was it a sort of?
When I set my business up, you won't believe me if I told you a story. So,
go on then.
So I bought a van in past and sort of had a quick go at it and failed straight away. But the time it sort of worked for me, I had £4,500. I spent £4,000 on a van, 500 quid on insurance, and I had some cash for fuel.
Okay.
That was my first
time
going on my own. Yeah. That week, my house set on fire. Totally burnt kitchen out, living room. God. It was an absolute disaster. That was my first month going self-employed.
Yeah, so it's never going to do. I suppose when you've got things going on in the background. And I wanted
to hit it hard and be sort of Billy Big Bollocks, as I suppose you call it. And I wanted to supply parts in 30 days and be like a proper company straight away, which I won't do it again like that.
No. Did you have customers sort of behind you when you did it?
Yeah, I've never had to go around looking for customers really, because I've done it all my life. I know that many people. It's never been a thing really.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Doing it was it second time round? You obviously, I suppose, was you a better place to be able to sort of.
It was hard. It was still hard to do it, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
a lot more. When I got to end of my first month, because I were fronting parts and stuff, it was difficult. There was no money left for anything.
Right. Okay.
Like I was literally watching my diesel gauge going to jobs.
Yeah.
It was that tight, but then it gets flowing and you build a bit of momentum. It's like a snowball, then, isn't it?
Well, I suppose it's more. Rewarding to look back on now, really, isn't it? You started from sort of it being very difficult, if you like.
Yeah, it's all a learning curve, isn't it? I'm an engineer. I'm not a businessman.
No,
I'm having to learn about VAT and PAYE and how to do books, and it's all hard work, and I'm not really good at it. No,
it's something that actually, like we've talked about in the past, it's not taught to you at school.
No.
Tax. I mean, obviously, same for you, Charlie, as well. It's like something we don't learn about. We're not taught.
Yeah,
it's something that you just expect.
We should get taught that.
Yeah. With everything, I'm got to be careful what I say sometimes, but with the schooling system, it is you learn about things that you never actually learn. You need to use again. Things like that actually is crucial for people wanting to run their own business, or at least sort of work in the business.
Yeah. I had no clue at all about the paperwork side of it all.
No, which I suppose you've had to pick up and learn.
I knew how to do a job sheet because that's what I've had to do for my employers in the past. So I knew how I wanted one setting out and put my letterhead on it, for example. But apart from that, it were all just had to wing it, really.
Yeah, that's it. And you come across hurdles and stuff and learn sometimes the hard way. That's such as life, really, isn't it? But with starting a business, you start from nothing. Obviously, it's a lot of expense, isn't it, with tools and whatever. If anyone's watching this and want to set their own business, what's the first thing they need to go out there and buy? How would you set up your business?
I'd like to think you wouldn't have to buy any tools.
Okay.
Because you've been doing a job. It's one of them trades where you buy your own tools.
Yeah.
When Charlie's ready to go on his own in 10 years' time, he'll have a full set of tools. So it's a van, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the advice I give with that is don't get a new one.
No.
I feel like you're putting a ball and chain on your ankle straight away.
Really,
Go out and buy a 10 grand transit off your pop.
You know what?
It charges the same rate,
Yeah.
I've got friends that have gone out there and have spent 55 grand on finance on a brand new 4-wheel drive MAN. Yeah. And I give 10 grand for my Sprinter, and I charge more than they do an hour.
Yeah.
I can't see the point, and I don't have any problems. I look after my van, and we don't have breakdowns as such, do we?
That's it. And I sometimes understand that if you're in London and stuff, you've got all this like ULEZ and whatever, and what a scam that is. But if you, as you say, you don't need to go out there and buy the most expensive bit of kit if you don't need to. Yeah.
No, you need a clean, serviceable, smart-looking van.
Yeah.
And I think it's how it's set out in back. Every customer pokes the Reddit back of your van.
Yeah.
If it's set out right,
well, that's it. It can still be an older vehicle, but still presentable. How many vans have you got there? Have you got
9?
Really? Yeah.
9, 8, 9.
Wow.
So around there.
Yeah. So you've got some staff behind you now then?
Yeah, well, there's 5 of us at the minute. We're a bit smaller than we were. After me, I think I was 5 years in, I got up to 12 for my biggest, but I never want to do that again, to be fair. Okay. I hated it. I didn't enjoy it.
Which is again something you learn, sometimes think the more the better, but actually I can imagine.
I was running around chasing other people's problems, and a lot of customers, they want me, they want James Smith there, and I'm not there. It's somebody on my behalf. It's one member of staff, but if I keep it small, so it works a lot better for us.
Yeah, it flows. You can sort of know who's doing what, and you can manage.
Well, I'm out on a job myself. I'm not I can't do it being sat in an office. And because I had that many staff, 12 staff, I would have sat in office all day just chasing other people's problems, and I couldn't. It wasn't for me.
Defeats the objects of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'll do my job. I want to be a mechanic. I don't want to be sat in an office. Money's irrelevant to it, really.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. I mean, do you have more contract work then, is it? Or is it sort of separate? Is it individual customers?
Individual customers, and nothing at all is planned.
Okay.
Ever.
Every day.
Like today, we all met in the yard this morning.
Yeah.
There's nothing on board, there's no jobs in, but by the time it's got to an hour in, its phone's gone red hot, and it's
Monday morning.
breakdown. It's just how it is.
Yeah, that's it. Do you tend to, obviously home life, do you tend to sort of just work Monday to Friday then, or do you find yourself sort of...
Depends.
Yeah.
Depends. I normally work quite a lot. I have done this year, but normally I'm racing. So I'll race sometimes twice in a month.
Okay.
So I spend a lot of my weekends working on race car. And then if I'm not working on car, I'll be racing it. So.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about that then. So what sort of racing is it?
Comp Safari I'm racing at the minute.
Yeah.
Although, again, I haven't done a lot this year.
No,
it's been...
just too busy. Yeah.
Too busy. We had a lot go on. So if you're not aware, so my first business was Smith & Son, heavy equipment engineers, and I had to go insolvent in January, and now we're Northern Plant and Machinery now. So I've had that much on this year sorting that out. And it's all worked out all right, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Hard work.
Yeah.
Hard work, but it's never slowed us down at all, really. But because of that, I've just had to put racing to the side a bit,
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, what sort of vehicles, what sort of vehicles are included in that then? What have you got?
It's like rally, best way to describe it. It's called the Challenger, but it's a bit like a Land Rover Bowler.
Okay.
So it's a space frame looking Land Rover. Looks a bit like a Land Rover.
Yeah.
S63,
BMW
S65, sorry.
Fine.
BMW V8 in it.
Wow.
480 horse, 500 horse. It goes well.
Well, I can imagine with the right gear on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all true. It's nice. It's a nice bit of kit. We didn't build it, but the bloke that built it, I believe, he wanted it to work that much. I think he spent about 120 grand trying to get it. It's a serious bit of kit.
Just applying money into it.
Yeah, we have problems with it with gearboxes, don't we? I've smashed
eventually.
5 or 6 gearboxes
now. Well, in fact, we sent a video in some time ago now. It's all coming back to me. We've seen you dropped a video in.
Group,
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Some machine that. So next year then maybe a bit more?
100%.
Yeah.
It was only my first year racing it last season, and we won our class.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I'd raced one of them. And I'm pretty confident we'd have done better this year. But just, that's our scar.
Yeah.
You got to prioritise what you're doing, haven't you?
Yeah, well, of course you have. If you've got business to run, it's got to come first, hasn't it?
Of course it has,
is it something you sort of include all the boys in on, or is it something you do on your own?
It's weekends away. It's a lot of weekends away, some beautiful places.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so Charlie's come to a few, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got race van and whatnot, haven't we? So.
Yeah, we've got a race van like a camper.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
We used to have a wagon. We used to use a wagon all the time, but you couldn't use it for out else. I thought I'd get a van, and then if I want to go to lakes on a weekend, which I've never fucking done. I'll just point out. It's just sat in yard, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Well, at least the idea is then that you can use that as well as racing. Yeah.
And I'm single. I thought, I'll be settled down. I'll be buzz off at lakes on a weekend.
You want.
And,
not doing all happen.
that. I'll sit and do invoices.
Good intentions, but yeah. I say, with invoicing and stuff, I suppose when you're doing so much work, you've got to find time to do all this stuff, haven't you? It's difficult, but next year should be good.
Yeah, I'm going to hit it hard next year, to be fair, because this year's gone well. We're just moving into a brand new workshop.
Oh, yeah.
We should be in it. It's just had concrete laid last week. So yeah, getting into sort of March next year.
Oh, nice.
That's when season starts. So our workshop will be lovely then.
Ready for the off. Yeah. Lovely, yeah. It's nice to sort of base yourself somewhere as well. So at least work can come.
We've always had a good work. It's just this is another thing that's happened this year. So we had a good relationship at our last place.
Yeah.
And it was nothing to do with us going insolvent. We did a new lease in his new company. Nothing, not a problem.
Yeah.
And then I think it's WH Welfare. They're a big American-owned utilities company.
Okay.
They've taken on the whole thing. So there were like 5 or 6 tenants, myself included, that had to get evicted because of taking it all on.
Which is a big thing, when you're based somewhere and your life's in there, that's where everyone.
It's not like you can just stop working there, is it? So yeah. But luckily, before that sort of happened, they were already in the process of putting my name down on this brand new workshop.
Okay.
But it hadn't been built yet. It was like a skeleton.
Yeah, that's it.
So we had ball rolling, but it just couldn't be fast enough after that happened.
I suppose frustrating when you know it's there and nearly ready. I
tell you why it's frustrating, because we cover UK.
Okay.
So if you can imagine how our work like pans out through the day. Lads they'll do a job in Newcastle or Coventry or wherever, but they'll get back to the yard at 2:00.
Right.
It's too late to send them out somewhere else because it's miles away.
Yeah.
So at workshop, there's normally an engine that we're on with building, or there's a machine we're on with fixing.
Yeah, sure.
But because we haven't had that for the last 2 months, what do?
That's it.
We're all sat around drinking coffee from 2:00 in the afternoon.
Sounds all right, yeah. Not when you run a business, I guess.
Yeah, it's not been ideal, but it's all happening now. It's all come together.
Yeah, good. So next year then, from the off, you're ready to go.
100%.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it would be thankful of a workshop when it's freezing cold outside as well. But obviously, at what point then did you set up your social medias? So was it something that again you've done for a while? It's just got bigger and bigger, or did you just say one day, no, that's?
I've always done it.
Yeah,
I've always done it, and I'm not going to be sort of like big-headed about it at all. But when people started putting a business name and then their hashtags for the business in a format with a mobile number, I feel like I was really one of the first people doing that.
Really, yeah.
And all of a sudden, everybody's saying in my sort of trade anyway. I can't speak for other trades because I don't follow them.
Yeah.
And then everyone sort of followed suit. I'm all friends with now still, but everyone sort of followed suit. Yeah. And I've always done it. I can't remember not doing it now.
And I suppose, do you have any customers then that picky about what you film or where you film or
I'd say no, but just recently last week I got asked to take a video off my TikTok,
really,
for no specific reason apart from it mentioned the company name, and I thought it were a really good video as well. I think I'm a lot of money or anything, but we probably made about 60-70 quid. It'd only been on for half a day.
Well, I don't know, mate.
It had a lot of views, but no, they didn't want it to. It's just how it is, isn't it?
I suppose
I've got to respect that.
You win some and lose some. I suppose you're on their site, I guess.
We're always careful what we put on, I suppose.
Yeah. But I think it's a really good way of, especially obviously with yourself, Charlotte, obviously, now into the industry, I think there's a bit of I don't know, you tell me if there's any difference here, but is there a bit of a struggle trying to get sort of younger people into the industry now?
There's a struggle to get good young people.
Right, okay.
I feel like a lot of people want to go and then realise it's not for them. And I've been really fortunate. I've had 2 really good young lads. Yeah. Charlie being one of them, and another lad from Leeds called Reece Sullivan.
Okay.
Just, them types of people, they're going to be fantastic engineers in future. They're never going to do out else. It's just, it's in their blood. They're not there for money, they're there for job and pride in doing it. And
I get
finding lads like that, impossible.
Yeah, you've got to want to do it. You've got to enjoy doing it.
To do the job, and the money's just a byproduct of you enjoying what you do.
I think these days, it's like with a different industry, but whenever you go out somewhere to eat, I feel like there's a lot of just doing it because it's a job now and it's money. There's not an interest.
I think I said it on one of my TikToks when I do job interviews. If somebody walks into the office and the first thing they ask about is what van you're going to give me and how much you're going to pay me, that's finished.
That's it.
See you later.
That's
You're not for me.
That's a luxury of the job.
Yeah. If they come in and say, what you've been working on and what customers have you got around here and what machines, and that's totally different and show an interest in actual job
in the business.
Then we'll sit down and talk. Then it's hard. It is hard to get right sort of people.
Yeah, I mean, did people come to you then a lot, or do you sort of
now from TikTok, which I never used to like TikTok, by the way.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I used to bully people for being on it.
Really?
I'm like, what are you, 12-year-old? TikTok.
I think that was the thing though. Back in even like 2020, wasn't it? It was like people dancing and stuff. It was literally just.
I've never done it.
No.
My daughter did it, and she went viral on something, and then she misbehaved on her phone, and her mum took her phone off. We're not together, by the way. But yeah, her mum took her phone off her, and she lost her account, and she had something like 1.2 million views on her.
Wow.
And she only, at the time, she'll have only been like 15.
Wow. Yeah.
And I hate it. I've always hated it. And then I started it last year. I've only been on it a year. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I've had so much work out of it.
Really?
Job interview, that was the best one, wasn't it? Job advert.
Yeah.
I'm paying £60 to put my job advert in Indeed.
Yeah.
And I was getting people from Botswana. I was getting people that worked at Asda that decided they wanted to be a plant engineer. They were horrific.
That worked well.
So I put it on TikTok.
Yeah.
I put the most un-PC, terrible in a way, just job advert on TikTok, and the amount of decent people that rung me for a job are ridiculous.
Well, because the difference is there as well. They can see you for you. They like the business for you, basically.
You're not only am I not paying £60 to do that like you do on like Indeed or something. It's free. I'm getting paid to do it. It's crazy, isn't it? Marketing. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. You'd pay £2,000 a month for somebody to do your marketing for your business. Yeah. And now you can just do it yourself on an evening. Takes half an hour a day.
That's it.
Done it. It's for free.
Yeah, and it's something that people can enjoy actually in the process. But is it so platforms? Then you got TikTok, Instagram, yeah,
TikTok,
yeah. Do you do YouTube?
We want to do a YouTube.
Yeah,
Fit and Matt wants us to do a YouTube, but it's the time spent editing. I can't time.
Yeah,
not like next year.
I feel sorry for this one over here.
I can't. People don't like. I love TikTok because it's raw.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's raw. There's no editing to do, really.
It's just uncut footage, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Slap it all together at the end of the day when you stood at shower. I literally do it stood at shower. And that's it, done. Whereas YouTube, you've really got to... I mean, I'm not going to rule it out. I maybe should. We have had a lot of people ask us if we would do it.
Yeah.
So maybe we should. I
suppose the demand's got to be there. And that's what I think the demand is definitely there. But as you say, the time to do it, I understand. Yeah. So... Obviously, you mentioned Fit Matt. So how do you know him?
Through TikTok.
Yeah, there you go.
I speak to Matt most weeks.
Yeah. Because he's not a million miles away from you, is he?
Buxton, no. Yeah, so we've got some customers his way, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
I think we share one or two customers, but no, he's about an hour and a bit away from us. Not far.
Yeah, he's a good chap.
His sound absolutely.
He's hilarious. Yeah, I think I've watched his content back in the day before. Obviously, we had him on.
He's got away with words.
Absolutely,
just has me cracked up.
Absolutely, yeah, I know. Right then.
right
then. But no, I think as you say, doing it like that these days is sort of soft advertising. You're not ramming it down people's throats, but plus for you is you can make money from it.
Yeah,
it's a win-win.
We did TikTok Shop for a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh really?
What
do you do on there?
Just like Ivy's tops and stuff. Just whatever that I bought off TikTok Shop myself, and I found her all right.
Yeah.
And you can make some serious money on that.
Yeah, you know what?
Well, then I think you annoy a lot of people because they want to watch you fixing diggers. They don't want to watch you going, look at me Ivy's top.
That's it.
They don't want it, so I sort of don't do them anymore. Really.
Yeah, no, I've heard that in the past. You can make some decent money on it, but yeah, as you say, is that what your viewers want? Sometimes you've got to.
And do I want to do that? Like I've said earlier, I want to fix diggers. I don't want to sit in an office and
that's it.
review products.
And that's what I think. I respect as well about you here is you haven't just got staff running around doing the job for you. You are doing the job.
My bookkeeper gave me a bollocking. It actually Saturday. She says, you've got staff. You need your staff to do the job and you need to concentrate on your books 2 or 3 days a week. And I'm like, no. No, I'm going out fixing diggers.
yeah, that's it. And ultimately, you've got to make money. And I suppose we
have been ready to set another 1 or 2 people back on again.
Yeah.
And I think when we're into the new workshop, I will get a full-time office person again. That's what you need. You can't do it yourself.
Whilst you're mobile and you're out and about and stuff, it's fine. But I suppose when you've got a workshop to run as well, I get
my lads are all self-sufficient. They don't really need me backing it all day. They know what they're doing. It's one of them, and I like to be out on a van myself fixing diggers as well.
That's it. And you're sort of out on your own, Charlie, or you
most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, good. That's it. And I suppose for yourself, then anything you come up against a day-to-day basis that sort of you have issues with, or do you find it sort of quite...
Not really. Yeah. If there's anything that obviously with being new to it, if there's anything that I struggle with, James is just straight away.
Yeah. Which is
our phones, it says.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing's ever too far away, really, is it? But
I'm very aware of his capabilities as well, so I know what I can send him to. I know what I shouldn't send him to.
Yeah.
I don't know which customers it suits as well, you know.
Yeah, that's it. I suppose, as you mentioned earlier, sometimes I guess people phone you for you, but then when you've got staff that are equally as passionate about the job.
A good way to look at it, it's like looking at agricultural dealerships.
Yeah.
And you can see frustration with some farmers because I don't know how much some rates are, but I know they're near £100 an hour. And they'll get no disrespect to Charlie, but they'll get a 17-year-old turn up with a laptop.
Right.
And they're like, £100 an hour? This is, you know.
This is it. I mean, it's like any car dealer you go to these days now, all they do is follow that troubleshooting that's in front of them on that computer.
I can't stand it.
That's it, literally. I've had it recently. And I think sometimes actually, like you and so all the guys for yourself as well, I think having a passion and a bit of a know-how as well is really important rather than just follow, as you say, just going out, plugging it in. And
half the time that protocol's like wrong.
Yeah.
There's a better way of doing it, what you've learned over years.
That's it. If you,
I'll never follow something like that.
I think it's absolutely. But so no, it's nice to know that things are going well, and you know you've got some good stuff behind you there. It's important these days.
Hardest part, finding good lads.
Yeah. Any okay, I suppose you've got to be careful what you say here. But any jobs you've been to in the past that you've sort of, I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have gone there.
God, loads.
Yeah.
Oh, loads.
Go on then. Give us a few examples.
Jobs that I wish I had taken on. God knows how many engines because of the parts.
Oh, really?
Oh, you'll say, we can rebuild that engine. Not a problem. You get it to yard, you strip it down, you ring your customer, right, it needs this, and this.
Yeah.
Then you go to order parts and they'll say, it's that Labour engine were the latest, wasn't it?
God, that's
180 something days for cam bearings.
What?
180 days. So my customer's got a digger sat in the middle of the yard like, okay.
180 days, that's crazy.
Can we buy an engine? No, there isn't any.
No.
So no. I'm very scared. I'm very picky on what jobs I'll take on then. And then we take jobs on that we've had a couple go wrong, which everybody has.
Yeah.
Nothing's gone wrong bad, like it's destroyed our relationship with your customer.
No.
But we've had a couple of near misses, and I had a slurring go wrong once on a machine where it slid round its straps, and I thought, I wish I hadn't have bothered.
Yeah.
But I also like the challenge, so I'll probably never say no. If someone rings me up with something like that, I'll do it.
And that's what probably makes you guys the people to ring as well, because some people will go, actually, not my cup of tea, that. I don't want to get involved.
Most 90% of our work is rehandlers, waste and quarries.
Okay.
And I don't know why this year, but we seem to take on a lot of agricultural customers as well.
Yeah.
I think it's to do with, because as new yards based in a farm, I think they've passed our details out everywhere, which we enjoy because it's a different set of scenery.
I suppose it makes things different. If every day is different, you're doing something else, you're on different machines, then it makes the job more enjoyable.
I feel like a lot of agricultural community don't realise how much we can do with software and stuff on their tractors. A lot of them are so stuck at main dealers because they think they can only come plug on that John Deere or that New Holland.
That's it. They think it's, as you say, it's like the way that John Deere would prefer to be. They think that only John Deere can plug into it, that's it. But actually, these days,
they don't realise there's a lot of one-man guys, one-man bandy sort of people out there, or small specialists like ourselves that can do the job just as good.
We've noticed a bit of an influx on that ourselves recently, because we've just released something called Central Services, which is basically, so you can imagine at the minute where if you've got a manufacturer that vehicle's got to go back to the dealer for that reset or that ECU programming or that whatever. Before it would be, it's got to go back to the dealer to be done. Where now we have got a service where it's a pay per use. We come onto your PC with Spain and with the manufacturer. We can literally do that dealer level function in house.
Oh, right. That's good.
So example would be ECU programming, software updates, certain functions on certain machines where you've got to literally flash the ECU to get rid of the light on the dash. That sort of thing now can be done. So definitely same thing these days. People thinking, it's got to go back to the dealer. It's 3 weeks they can see it, then another 2 weeks for parts and whatever else. That sort of thing can just be done within a few hours. So as you say, I think people's knowledge, people's sort of, it's educating people, isn't it? And once they understand you guys can do this sort of thing, then
we're quite lucky because dealers we sort of deal with. Our biggest people we deal with is like Blue Group, Folks Dealer, and they're behind us 100%.
Yeah,
they pass us customers on a weekly basis. There was the fantastic we are parts to look after us, and
I've
really good. It's nice to have that relationship because they always look at a bigger picture.
Yeah,
happy customer, going to buy another Folks.
Yeah.
Because he's getting his main dealer service when it's under warranty. Then he's got a specialist like us for the next 3 years. Yep. And then he'll buy another machine. He's happy.
That's it. Well, there's not enough like that, to be honest. They get a bit complacent.
We have some people that won't divulge information. They won't give us an electrical drawer and they're terrible. They won't give us anything.
No, this is it. They literally won't give you anything. So you've got to fall back on either your knowledge or a decent tool with that sort of information on it.
They've got good parts guys as well, which seems to be not when I were a kid. When I were a kid, all your parts guys used to be guys that had been on vans for 30 years.
Right.
Every parts bloke I knew were an ex-mechanic that had sort of gone into semi-retirement into the stores. And now they're not. They've never seen an engine half of them.
Yeah.
They try to describe what a Venturi valve is. And
what?
What?
Well, now literally it's part number and then the knowledge and the
whereas like Blue Group, when we deal with them, Andy Shaw is the parts guy we use. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
And out of hours as well. I could text him out of tonight and for a part and he'd sort it out. It's amazing.
I think that's the most important thing. You know, selling, they're quick to say the machine, but then as soon as you need support with it, there's a lot that actually goes. Yeah,
there's a lot more in a minute that a lot of slow getting out.
Right, okay. Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just because they're busy or simply because there's just not enough engineers anymore. I don't know.
No, I don't know. That's a question in itself, isn't it? But there's too much of it, however way you put it. There's certain manufacturer, I can't name it. I heard from a customer some weeks ago where they had to, before they come out for warranty work, they had to order the part with them and allocate the time to pay the manufacturer for it before they even got to come out to diagnose it in the first place.
That's so backwards, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I was like, what? Because you might get to site and go, actually, it's not that. It's actually something completely different. Yeah. In which time you've paid now for your part and you
just wasted twice. You've wasted loads of time and loads of money.
I know. So it's bonkers. So I see the struggle. But on that, then, how do you guys quote for jobs? Do you go and see it first, analyse it, quote it?
No, we have as hourly rate, we have as mileage, and that's that.
That's it.
We don't do price work really.
No,
I'll always give a customer like a ballpark, but I'm only working out that through experience, and it's only a ballpark.
Yeah,
it's you one broken bolt away from it turning into a disaster, aren't you? So I never say
no.
It's just that's as hourly rate. And
that's it. Anything
we'll be there whatever day and get it done, you know.
That's it. I'll let you know how much the parts are, sort of thing.
Yeah. We never use people like an open checkbook, you know. It's a process, isn't it? But it's very hard to, in this sort of job and trade. It's very hard to give a price on something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because I
don't even really price servicing.
No,
because I feel like not many people do this now, but when we service a machine, we fully inspect it. We do things that you wouldn't normally do, and we check a lot of stuff, you know, and you might find something you can just fix there and then. You might add half an hour. But you fixed it there and then instead of having to say, I need to come back to do this brake light bulb.
It's preventative rather than the problem later down the line. Yeah. I suppose,
So again, it's a ballpark, roughly 800 quid. You know, we found a few problems, so it's 900 quid.
How do you find, I mean, you might not have had it, so tell me if not, but have you had any instances where people haven't paid?
Oh yeah, loads.
Yeah.
I say loads.
Too many.
a good few, but generally, I've been in trade that long. I know who not to deal with and who to deal with. So
I get it's frustrating though, because you've gone out as requested, you've done the job, you've got it working, and then for not to pay it, I get people up against it. And,
you'll get people that don't pay. Everyone's on different terms. So our shortest terms is like 30 days. 45 days, 60 days, and I've even got customers on 90 days. And they'll wait the full 30 days, and then they get to 30 days, a week goes past, so they're late, and then they've got a reason why they haven't paid you. And they've left it all that time to tell you, oh, but your engineer hasn't done this or he missed that. And it's like, well, no, you've had all that time.
They stretch the terms to then tell you.
On purpose.
Yeah.
In a way, I totally get it, because everyone's in the same sort of boat sometimes, aren't they? But I'd rather just be honest, you know.
Yeah, I know people, as I say, people are up against it and stuff, but give you let's give you a chance to sort it at least, rather than
I have been that bloke. I've had to go back and take parts off. It's amazing how fast you get paid when you turn up in a van.
Well, that's it, because that machine's working. And then
I'd never be too rude with it. Just,
that's it.
End of the day, if you supply parts, it might be thousands and thousands of pounds worth of stuff.
You've got bills to pay.
I've got bills to pay. I'll take them parts back off if they're not going to pay for them. That's 100%. Yeah,
no, absolutely. Because some people just let it go. Can't do anything about it. It's done now, whatever.
Yeah.
But actually,
I've done that as well. I've done that a few times on smaller ones. But
I suppose it depends.
It's not a big thing for us, really.
No, that's good. Okay.
We've got some good customers. I can't complain.
That's like you said. If you've got a good customer sort of base, really, then hopefully I say who to deal with and who not to. But,
we don't turn a lot of work away. To be fair, at the minute.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah. I think I know the answer to this one, but I'll let you tell me. What's the worst machine to work on? What would you think? Oh God, I don't want to go down to that today.
Worst machine to work on.
Yeah. Or worst thing on a certain machine to do.
I'm going to say a centre coupling in an Atlas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the worst thing to work on. I can't think about
just time-wise, or just
time. I'm
labour?
fat, so I can't fit where I need to fit. Physics, I can't get my little body up there. Just you're underneath machine and stripping it above your head, so it's just all drizzling down you all day. No. They're just nasty.
Yeah.
They're nasty, but I still, if somebody rang up wanting one doing now, I'd go straight from here.
Yeah, that's it. You're pretty wrong, because I thought it was going to start with a J, but we won't go there.
They are nasty. I don't particularly like them, to be honest.
No. What else we got? And so, obviously, it's a challenging job at times. How do you keep a sort of positive attitude, morale with, well, not only yourself but the guys around you? How do you what do you do to keep everyone sort of glued together?
My honest answer to that is ADHD.
Yeah.
Because I don't really care.
No.
So I don't get upset or stressed too much. I'm always happy. Nothing really brings me down. So and that just rubs off with everybody, doesn't it? We're all having.
Yeah.
And I'm relaxed. I'm not relaxed at the same. It's quite oxymoronic saying that, but I'm both. So lads can do what they want as they want. If they want a cup of tea, they get a cup of tea.
Yeah.
There's no strict rules.
No.
I will throw my words around sometimes. I'll get angry, but it's only short-lived and done.
And people know where they stand.
In general, it's just everyone's always in a good mood.
I think a relaxed workplace is the best. I've been some places and I think, God, it's just no wonder that the morale's low in here.
We're 100 mile an hour, but relaxed at the same time. We're not very, I don't know, regimental.
Yeah. No, which I've rub off on everybody, and I think that's important. And again, you don't see an awful lot of it actually these days. So
no, I'd like to think we're very. We're not very PC, and I think we're like a company like born out at 80s, I think, aren't we?
Yeah. Does it hurt you then when you have, I mean, again, you might not hear, but does it hurt you more than when you have somebody that does go against the grain?
They won't have a job.
No.
And I don't mean that in an awful way, but I tend to get a gut feeling when I know if they're going to fit in or not.
Right, okay.
And I won't put somebody, they could be best engineer in the world, but if they're not going to fit in the team, I won't offer them the job.
No, I suppose you already know from day one if it's right or not.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I have been wrong in the instance. But I always put somebody on a trial. If they don't, for both ways, they might not like the job, and I might not like them. So
yeah, that's it. It's got to work both ways.
Of course, it has. Yeah,
absolutely.
But no, I got a good feeling with that.
Yeah. So I suppose question for you, Charlie. Then, so I mean, you say you've been in the industry for a while. What was it that made you want to go into it initially? What was, you obviously left school? What was it that made you do it?
So obviously I was farming beforehand, and I feel for that job you have to have the passion. And at the start I did. Yeah, I was enjoying everything about it, but come to the end of it, I was only enjoying driving the tractors.
Right. Okay.
So I want enjoying growing the crop. Well, I don't say enjoy. I mean more like I wasn't interested in how they grew.
No.
I was just interested in driving tractor. Well, and at that point, I thought I can't keep going like this sort of thing. So, found James and
on TikTok.
Yeah, I think it was.
Was it really?
Yeah. But which is a good thing because I looked at the videos and saw it looks a great place to work. I like the machines that they're working on. Sort of suits me. Got in touch with James, came down for a brew. It wasn't really an interview as such. We just had a chat and just went from there, really.
Which literally mirrors what you said earlier. You know,
I forgot all about that. You actually hounded me quite a bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I just...
Lots of text messages, and I kept not fobbing him off, but I was busy. You had to keep cancelling, and then eventually when he come down, it were a no-brainer.
Yeah, but that again shows the dedication or the passion for the job. Really, is you wanted that job, and you kept going for it. You know, where if it was just a job, you would have just dropped a message.
Charlie had a job literally 30 seconds after he walked in my workshop, just because of the way he presented himself.
That's important.
That goes a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah. Have you had any struggles along the way? I've already sort of asked that in a way, haven't I? But I suppose going into it from obviously working on farms, did you have to learn quite a bit from
sort of on the farm? There's quite a lot of stuff that you have to do in the workshop sort of thing. Okay. So I came into it, like James says, with quite a few tools. So I had my own toolbox and whatnot. So
quite a lot of tools. I thought.
And there were a lot of stuff we had to fix ourselves rather than getting people out to help save money and just get the job done there and then, so you can get back out in field. So
you already had a sort of bit of mechanical knowledge from having to literally do it yourself.
I've always done bits at home in garage and mucked about with stuff and repaired stuff and salt it and whatnot. So there's always had a bit there about that. So.
Yeah, that's it. And I suppose the more you do, the more you learn, and that's just how it goes on, really, isn't it? And, great. I mean, is it just yourself as an apprentice then at
the minute?
Yeah. Is it something that you think you want to do more of, or is it just a case of just seeing how it goes?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. I suppose you're in the right position, aren't you? I suppose you've got vans on the road, good staff behind you.
It's a tough one, really.
Yeah. I suppose that's it. It's nice to, as you say, bring people into the industry that are passionate about, as you are about your job. You know? So it's because that's something we hear a lot. Actually, is it's difficult out there trying to get good staff, and that stuff they can hold on to, and not just be forced by. They pay £2 more an hour, and I'm going to go there instead.
I don't want that.
Yeah. So I suppose, I think I've already answered this one here. But when you take people on, you know who they are. Have you had people start in the past who you've taken on and gone, actually, you haven't got a clue?
I won't mention any names, but I think the shortest been about 2 weeks.
Really? Yeah.
To be fair, I was dubious in the interview, but I thought I like to seek best in people, mate. Giving this lad a chance. Yeah. And he went out to do a simple job. I think it was changing the starter motor, and it turned into an absolute nightmare. And I had to go do it myself. And I thought, if you can't wire that up,
then you can't change the starter motor.
If you can't change a starter motor,
we've got issues.
And he was like, as a seasoned engineer, top rate.
Yeah.
2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, they did well then. I think if you grew up like yourself, Charlie, having to do it yourself, mechanical knowledge, I think that's so important. So I think a lot of people now are leaving school, they're learning the job on how to do a procedure on a screen. Actually doing it like that and doing it physically is two very different things, I suppose.
It's amazing how unmechanical. It's not a problem because everyone's wired up different.
Sure.
How unmechanical some people's minds work. And it always reminds me of college when you do that testing, you've got about 16 gears on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Your top gear's turning clockwise. Which way is the bottom one going? Yeah. The people will look at that and not have the foggiest. No. I can look at it and go, it's that one.
Yeah.
It's going that way. Some people just aren't mechanical at all.
Yeah. You talk about ADHD. Do you think that helps sort of with things like that? Is it more of a case of you can work things out a little bit faster maybe because that's the way you're
as long as it's not maths, don't ever ask me to measure anything.
I'm the same.
I'm one of these people that will walk up to something like that and then walk up to something else with my fingers. And then I'll cut it.
Finger,
anything to do with maths, numbers, letters, dyslexia, anything like that I can't do.
No.
It's all in my head. I can do it.
Yeah.
I know it in my own head, but not to explain it to other people.
No, I think that's where people, they think that these issues, if you like, are going to stop people being able to do jobs where I think it's a power.
It's a power, 100%.
Yeah, ADHD, it's a power. I've got it. It helps me with what I do. I think without that, actually, you'd struggle.
I don't think there's any downsides to it, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Gone are days where I think back many years ago, leaving school, if you had dyslexia, well, go in the army. What are you going to do? You can't do anything. But actually, these days, it's quite the opposite.
Totally different. Yeah.
A lot of people now have realised they've got it because of tests they can do.
I feel like a lot of people think they've got it as well, and they really probably haven't.
They've got traits of it.
Become a trend, isn't it?
That's it. They've got traits of it, but not quite. Yeah. It's almost like cool to say that you've got it, as you say. But I think it's a power, definitely. But one of the things I meant to ask earlier with customers, when you know what you need to do to a machine to get it done. Is it sometimes is it difficult trying to get something across to a customer? Oh, yes. Yeah, because so you need to change that, but to do that, you've got to then do...
We've like 3 types of customers. So if customers that are 100% mechanical in their own head, so they don't take a lot of explaining. Got customers that have a lot of their own engineers. We only get, I don't know if you followed our TikTok, but like a lot of our jobs is the thick end of the shit. It's all... CAN bus faults, electrical wiring faults. It's all this stuff that other people can't fix. We seem to get right. So a lot of my customers have their own mechanics. Can't fix it. We'll get James to come have a look. It's one of them. And then we get customers that don't have a clue.
Right. Okay.
I've been asked to bypass injectors. Can you bypass the hydraulic pump? That was the best one, wasn't it?
They don't need that.
Main hydraulic pump at machine. Can you bypass it? I'm like,
bypass it.
No, it won't move.
No, that's it. Exactly.
You tell them how much injectors are, all the 500 quid each. Can you bypass them? I wish I could.
I'll run it on 3 cylinders. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
So no, it is quite a challenge sometimes.
Yeah.
To explain what you're doing. As time's gone on, I've found myself explaining and covering myself a lot more than I used to.
Right, okay.
I just jump out before and get it fixed. But now I explain. If a customer's had an ingress of crap into their engine, for example, and an injector's failed, I'll tell them, it's your injectors are knackered, they've had shit through them. Yeah. But it's also gone through your high pressure pump. It's also gone through your fuel control unit. This. Any of these could be a problem.
That's it.
And then you cover this in. Because when you put them injectors in and that customer's just spent $3,000 and then it breaks down, they're like, well, you've just fixed it.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, well, yeah, it's got some shit in this now.
That's it. I've already pre-warned you that this could happen. Yeah.
And I met lads that I can put it all down on the paperwork just to cover themselves.
Absolutely. I think more than ever now, you've got to cover yourself.
Of course.
Price of parts for one. Yeah. But also, the machines aren't getting any easy to work on.
And it's rare customers are like that with us, but you do get the odd customer that's got that attitude like, since you've changed my injectors on my engine, my window wiper's not working.
That's it. Since you're saving the light bulb, it doesn't start anymore.
So we don't, it's just,
something that, I mean, obviously it comes back to diagnostics again, doesn't it here? But something that certainly we can do on Jaltest is a full report at the end. So if you've diagnosed an injector, on that same report, you've got the test of it, the fault code, the coding of the new one, all on one report. Well, how can you argue with that? It's there in black and white, literally, of the whole thing.
Try to sell us to.
I'm getting there. That's it. I'm getting there. Do we think we're getting closer? But but I think that's, as you say, the world of you've got to cover yourself, and if you don't, you could be liable for thousands of pounds worth of parts.
Yeah, I just like to diffuse the situation before it happens.
Yeah.
We do get jobs like that. Hyundai, we've just done that with one of them, wasn't it? Customer's all right. He's spent thousands on that machine, but they absolutely filled it full of sludge engine.
Really?
New common rail engines just won't take that.
No.
It's had injectors, it's had a complete fuel rail, it's had all sorts.
So far you can go. Yeah,
but I showed him what's come out of his tank and what's gone in his engine, and it's like,
that's it. You can't argue with that, can you?
I'm James Smith, not Harry Potter. I can't use a wand and it's fixed.
I thought you'd have a magic wand with it. Yeah, that's it. I think a lot of people think that's the case. Yeah, plug it in, just see what's wrong with it. Yeah. But that's it. That's it. Okay, so what would be advice to people that are thinking, you know what, either I'm ready to set up my own business and I want to do it for myself, or literally, like yourself, Charlie, obviously, we're in a position where they're a bit sort of not stuck in a rut, but they're doing the job and they want to move on and do something more exciting. What's the best bit of advice you'd give to them? Don't
put yourself under too much pressure.
Yeah.
Don't put a ball and chain around your ankle.
Yeah.
I always say to people, you're better off looking for that one. It might have been somebody you've worked for in the past, but having that one customer you can do 2, maybe 3 days a week for at a much lower rate. You've got that bit of money coming in all the time, and then you can use your other 2 or 3 days you've got left to pick up new customers and get into it.
Sure.
Some people, they just think they're going to jack one day at work, and then on Monday they're just going to have people ringing them, and it don't work like that.
No. That's it. Sort of flicking between.
And you can't just jump in at big bucks as well and start. You can't do it. And social media's. Where's Matt gone? That's gone.
There's a Eclipse one up there if you want to wear that one.
We get one free when we buy one. No, it's all right. I'll get it in a minute.
People going to think they've stopped filming or they've filmed another day now.
Yeah. I forgot where they were with that tail then.
It's keeping the same customers. Move it. Basically.
Yeah,
don't
I wish I'd have done
take.
that because it would have struggled with cash flow. You got to stay enjoying it, haven't you?
Yeah.
I feel like if you go out and buy that brand new van and you try be something that you're not straight away, it puts too much pressure on you. Don't enjoy it then.
Yeah.
And you'll just, like a lot of people I notice, they'll try go self-employed.
Yep.
And then a month later they're not.
That's it, because you then try to pay off that. Well,
somebody will
$100,000.
always jump on that and think, he's struggling. I'll offer him this. You know what I mean? And it's still good to turn away. They'll take the job, the full-time job again.
Yeah.
And it's just not the same. It's not about money for me anymore. It may be one at start, but it definitely ain't now.
No, you've got to enjoy what you do. You've
100%,
got to go wake up in the morning, and there's going to be days you don't want to do, of course, but you have got to.
I can honestly say I've never got up in the morning thinking, no, I've got to go do that.
That's really important.
I've never.
Fair play to you. That's really important, because if you do, that's the time that you need to think, what am I doing wrong here?
I feel naked without my hat on.
That's it. We have to sort it, on we.
Straight off it back.
That's it.
It's rescued.
I tried, Ben. I tried. That's it. I thought so. Yeah. So same question then, Charlie. Obviously, what advice would you give to people your age in an industry that they're not too happy in or a bit maybe complacent in? What advice would you give those people to go, tell you what, I want to do that, let's do it, let's make the change?
If you feel that you're not enjoying the job, I'd completely say, go for it. Yeah. Whatever you're looking at, because you've got to enjoy something that you're doing.
Yeah.
To get on with it, if that makes sense. Yeah. So you're not going to feel like getting up on a morning. You want to be getting out of bed and going, right, let's smash today. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Definitely go for it.
Sure. And it is a jump, especially when you've got bills to pay and stuff. But I think the sooner you do it, I think as you find yourself,
and it might feel a bit scary going from a job that's totally different to something that you want to go into, but it's well worth it. Leap into.
I think you can leave it too late. I had a lad come on to me not long ago, and I think he was like 35, married, mortgage.
Yeah.
What? Never touched a spanner.
Yeah.
What had a job?
Wow.
Could you train me up over a period of like 4 years? I'm like, mate, I says, I can, I won't.
Yeah.
I says, but you've got to realise you get paid as such.
You've got
commitments and a car to pay for and a mortgage and a wife. And you can't do it.
That is some commitment, that is, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And literally just
realise.
Drop what you're doing in at the deep end and change careers. I
mean, if you want something bad enough, you'll do it, but maybe not as a full-time thing. Maybe it needs to go like working on a night or a weekend.
When you've got mouths to feed and bills. Yeah.
You can't just stop, can you?
No. Let's say. So, yes, you can do it at any age, but as you say, the sooner the better.
Could just be a wagon driver and get 60 grand a year, couldn't you?
You know what? You joke, but this is true. It's so true. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love wagging lads up. I have a lot of wagging pals and I love winding them up.
Yeah, we'll leave that to you if you want to leave that in there. Okay, so I could speak a lot on this one, I suppose, but I'll keep my mouth shut. What annoys you most about the world we're living in these days, and the direction the country's going in, basically? People are stuck in their own world, and
common sense. That's an easy answer for me.
Yeah,
because it goes to everything. I think everyone's lost all sense of common sense. And I usually said in one of my TikToks, actually, as an example of a week. And a good example is like a zebra crossing. 40 years ago, if you went to you taught your kids to get to a zebra crossing, you look for traffic, you listen, you cross the road.
Yeah.
Not now.
No.
People will walk straight across that without looking because it's their right.
Right of way. Yeah.
It's their right to walk across that road. So they will do when they want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And they won't look at traffic.
No.
And I think that's like that. The way of thinking is now is just with everything. That coupled up with like social media, like TikTok I can handle, Instagram I can handle, but Facebook community pages I can't handle them.
Really? Yeah.
Parking, dog shit, fireworks.
Yeah.
Somebody were moaning about fireworks last night.
Really?
It was something like 6 o'clock.
Oh, for God's sake!
Who is letting off fireworks?
Oh, should put me.
No, come on.
Yeah, if it's 11, 12 o'clock at night, I get it. But
I think social media is so powerful and it's such a good thing for business, but it's ruined us.
No,
it really has. Everyone's ego and I don't know. Everyone's their own emperor out there. I can't explain it.
No,
it's just
you're right. Well, in the words of Pete White, common sense isn't very common.
That's the main one for me. Yeah. Common sense. Yeah. Everyone seems to have just lost it now.
Exactly. And I think be careful. I think because of media, and I think people are glued to that TV. They hear what they're told, and that's it.
Yeah,
they don't think for themselves anymore.
No.
Where actually sometimes you've got to turn that telly off, actually think outside of it, and make your own decisions in life. Because
100%.
Otherwise, as you say,
just lose common sense.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the things people do nowadays just absolutely baffle me. There's no common sense whatsoever. But motorways.
Yeah,
that's another thing that irritates me in this day and age.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're on the road a lot, aren't you? So, yeah.
Driving here, it's like 50 mile an hour out there. Oh, wait, down M1.
Yeah.
Because they forgot to put them in lay-bys in.
Emergency bays.
Emergency bays when they're doing smart motorway. Wasting money.
We'll stick 4 lanes on motorway, but not give nowhere for anyone to break down.
No, exactly. Yeah, this is
50 mile an hour out there from Leeds.
Yeah, but the roads are quiet. It doesn't need to be 50 mile an hour. Another thing with roadworks as well. You can go for miles and miles and miles and miles, literally 50 mile an hour, nothing going on.
Oh, we did. We saw 5 guys watching a pecker, didn't we?
Oh, that's
what. There was a guy on his breaker and a little attach, and there were 5 guys watching him. Oh, and there were a guy sat in van as well, so 6 guys.
Yeah.
That's what you tend to see in it. I think speed limits need to change as well on motorways. I find that irritating.
Yeah, you're right.
Technology's changed a lot now.
I know, we're still doing the speed limits we were doing in the 70s and 80s where cars couldn't stop.
It was 1960 something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where speed limits were set.
I know. And to be fair, let's face it, everyone does at least 80 now. In most cases, and it flows fine. I think people are so glued to the speedos these days. That's how accidents happen, because they're not watching the road.
Yeah, they're just looking down, aren't they?
Yeah, they're worried about that camera there, and that camera there, and that camera there. So
there's too many. Too many cameras.
Oh, I know. Who told me? Somewhere is it somewhere in Yorkshire way? There's actually not any fixed speed cameras. I
don't know where that is.
Yeah.
I get a ticket about every week,
and it's all mobile cameras.
I shouldn't say this on here, but I'm gonna. There at one point 6 years ago, we were getting so many speeding tickets a week that my office girl made a collage of wallpaper in speeding tickets.
Oh no,
that many?
Really?
Yeah, because we're doing 2,000. Some on a good busy week, I can cover 1,800, 2,000 miles.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? My chances of getting caught doing 35 in a 30 are like God knows how many more than a mum or something, or a postman.
Yeah.
So you times that over a year, you can clock up some speeding.
I was going to say, if that's it, then you can't do anything without license. That's it. You grounded. Yeah. So no, I know, and it's becoming more and more of them now. Again, we talk about London. And, £12 a day if your car's not,
I've never really been into London.
No.
If somebody run me out to fix a machine in London, I probably wouldn't.
No.
One of my biggest customers is based at London.
Really?
But we never go to London.
No.
Rail freight services.
Yeah. Well, Louis, who normally does the podcast with us, his area is London. I don't know how he does it. He's there every day. Fair play to him. I used to help him out a bit, but
I'm not built for the city.
No, you either are or you're not. Basically,
not built for it.
No, it's for anyone that does commute to London. I mean, fair play, because it's it can't be enjoyable at all. So obviously, thanks for coming then, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for the invite.
No problem. So, you got anything else on for today? Back up north.
We're fitting our pit.
Yeah.
Workshop pit. We're putting a workshop pit in. Concreted out base, so we've got that to lower in.
Yeah.
That's the job this afternoon, isn't it?
That's it. Get it done and dusted. But yeah, so I'll let you get back onto that. But thanks again, guys.
Cheers,
Really
thank you.
appreciate it. Cheers. Thank you for watching another episode of Talkin Shop. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let us know who you want on Talkin Shop next.